guys, Ben here for International MMA, covering for the UK with the Ultimate Fighter Season 18 finale. It's been a really good season in my opinion, really enjoyed this. I'm only going to predict the main event, that's Maynard versus Nate Diaz, as the rest of the card is still quite up in the air. We have to find out who wins the fights in this week's episode till we know who's going on to the main card. And they also haven't put on a lot of the other people we saw in the Ultimate Fighter that should have matches. They've just not been made up yet, or they haven't been brought out officially. So keep it safe and to keep with the fight that we all know. It's Maynard versus Nate Diaz. Okay, so let's try and break this down for you. We've got Nate Diaz coming off a knockout loss, his first knockout loss of his career against Josh Thompson. Then we got Maynard coming off a knockout loss as well against TJ Grant. So both these guys looking for a win. Both of them being a bit rocky in the UFC at the moment. I mean, Nate Diaz got a nice winning streak up to the title, but then against Ben Henderson just looked absolutely outclassed. So he needs to start building his way back up to the title again if he still thinks he's got, another run left in it. I'm sure he does. And in this fight, it's just a great stylistic matchup of, I don't know, the sort of short, muscle-bound wrestler with heavy hands against the quite lanky, pitter-patter striker with good jiu-jitsu. So it's really interesting. And the way I think this is going to go, I mean, on the feet, Nate Diaz has just got that really annoying striking, like his brother has, where he's just always in your face, just wearing out the opponent, lots of jabs, just, it's not like 100% power, it's like 50% power, but just a lot of it coming at you. Obviously, he's got amazing cardio with the triathlons and things that he does with his brother Nick. So Nate Diaz, cardio is not going to be a problem, using that style that he uses in all of his fights, that is just lots of quick striking, quick movements. He goes to the body a lot, that really wears out his opponents. And then on the other hand, we got Maynard. Maynard that started off very much as just a wrestler, but then realised he's got some heavy hands. So now he's a lot more of a striker. Well, not more of a striker, more of a wrestler, but with a good striking background. So he can stand and bang, and if it's not working for him, he can take it to the mat and see what he can do there. But, not as technical striking and not as quick and crisp as Nate Diaz is, more just a lot of power and just looking for that big shot to land on the chin. Will Maynard be able to knock out Nate Diaz? I'm not too sure. Nate Diaz has got a great chin. Even with Josh Thompson, he was TKO'd. I wouldn't say he was knocked, completely out. And Josh Thompson's, he's looking good at the moment. The problem that Maynard has is that if he's not liking how the fight's going on the feet and he wants to take it to the ground, then he's got to deal with something just as dangerous as Nate Diaz's striking. That's Nate Diaz's tremendous Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Goes to the ground, he's instantly in some deep water of being submitted. We don't have Maynard being submitted a lot. He has really good submission defense, but Nate Diaz can pull out some really quick, slick submissions off his back. He can throw a triangle up there really fast, arm bars, everything. He's going to throw it at you. He has an aggressive guard. He's not going to let Maynard just lay there and just pound on him a little bit. He's going to be working hard. So basically in this fight, the way I'm weighing this up is in the striking, Maynard has the knockout chance, okay, and it's 100% liable. It can happen. Maynard can land a big punch, follow up on it, and beat Nate Diaz's face into the cage. But I'm just sort of seeing it more the way of Nate Diaz is a clever fighter. He'll keep his distance. He'll keep those long, rangy jabs and pitter-patter striking that he does throughout the rounds, wear down Maynard, and then maybe turn it up in the later rounds. As far as it goes on the ground, again, I'm seeing Maynard definitely can get the takedowns on Nate Diaz, no problem. But when Nate Diaz hits the canvas, then Maynard's going to be in trouble there as well. Nate Diaz is going to be working. So I just see, if this goes to points, I think Nate Diaz has got this just from the working. If it goes to a finish, I think it's going to be two things: Nate Diaz with a submission or Gray Maynard with a knockout. All in all, my prediction and my pick for this fight is Nate Diaz. I wouldn't be surprised if Gray Maynard can land some big shots and put Nate Diaz in trouble. But I think Nate Diaz has got this covered on all bases, and it's going to be an awesome fight. I can't wait to see how it plays out. I'm sure a lot of other people picking Gray Maynard, but that's my pick, my prediction. I'm sort of seeing Nate Diaz getting this. Can't wait to see the guys that we've seen the guys and girls that we've seen on The Ultimate Fighter. Can't wait to see how they perform in the UFC. That's always really exciting, and see who's going to be there for a long time. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Remember, International MMA channel. We have a Facebook page. We have Twitter. We've been doing some great coverage on some of the smaller events like the Tachi Palace fights. We had some stuff on Bellator. Hector, our US reporter, if you like, his video is in the link. There's a link to his video in the description of this one. In the description, you can also find a link to our Facebook page and our Twitter. So yeah, International MMA channel. If you enjoyed this video, go check us out on everything else. Remember, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already and you want some more. And let me know in the comments what you think of this event and who you think is going to win these fights and how. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.